Get them all right.
How old was she again?
Well,
Jennifer?
her name is Cassandra, and she was 18 when she decided to become a consultant. Now, one thing was her mom was the director, but that doesn't mean that just because your mom is doing Mary Kay, you'll do Mary Kay. I met a lot of women that moms did Mary Kay their whole life. They met Mary Kay, they went to her house, and they did other things until just recently. So I don't really think that that's her advantage, because obviously, you know, in Mary Kay you have to do the work to do it.
But she grew up seeing her mom do that work.
Right, but it was more her determination to do something, because she's a full-time student. She's going to school for nursing, but she saw this as an opportunity because of all the students that she's with. And she jotted down, I was like, just jot down some stuff about yourself. But so she debuted when she was 19 on June 1st. She just earned her first car. Her unit consists of 18 to 22-year-olds. There's nobody older than 22. All of them come in with orders. I mean, enough to, you know, be a car unit, you know, a car winning unit. And she's a full-time student. So I just feel like full-time student, nursing student, and she's got this unit. All these girls are 18 to 22. So I was, you know, just impressed. But that she was the one that told me saying I'm too busy is just a lack of commitment. From a 19-year-old. Well, she just turned 20. Another one.
The usual course load if you're a nursing student is 18 to 21 hours per semester.
Yeah. So, I mean, and that's what she said. I'm still a full-time student. So it wasn't like Mary Kay kind of took over. It was she's still a full-time student and now she's a director. And then there was a second girl I met, and she was just really wonderful. She's my age, but she's been doing Mary Kay for just a couple of years, and I'm kind of pointing these individuals out because of just different things they're doing that I feel like we can all kind of take with us. Because the first one being that never prejudge. She's too young. She won't do it. She's in college. She doesn't have the, you know, the means or the funds. And I'm going to go into that too about how they can have the funds. The second one, her name was Simone, and she was just the cutest little girl from Portland. I say little because she was just little. And she has 3 daughters, and she was like on the top of like who had the most customers. They were like going through and establishing like who had the highest retail, who had the highest this, that. She had the highest number of customers in 2-year period of time, but she had over 700 customers.
Yeah.
And so they of course want to know, how do you do this? And she said, well, I never leave a party without 50 to 100 names, referrals.
50 to 100?
50 to 100
wow.
names, referrals. She gets so many at her parties that she has to give them to her consultants because she cannot call them all. I mean, so she said what she does is this little game. It's a tic-tac-toe game, and I'm going to get a little more detailed information on that. But it's a tic-tac-toe board, and you get 9 names, and she has a little prize. And as they were teaching us this week, is the prize can be a 50-cent prize, but wrap it like it's $1 million. You know, it does not have to be anything spectacular, just something that it's wrapped really beautifully on the table. They don't know what it is, they just want it. And so they'll give you names. And so she has people that give her the 9 names, they get the prize, but then whoever goes past the 9 names, they get another prize. So it might be a lipstick or an eyeshadow, but she rewards them, and then she gets tons of referrals. So I thought that was very impressive. And let's see, then there was another one, and I just want to point her out because this one stood out to me because she was a mom, or is a mom, of 6 children between the ages of 1 and 12. She had a 12-hour day job doing accounting work, and she did her DIQ in 1 month.
Wow.
She said that she signed up as a consultant only to help her mother-in-law become a director. She was the last one her mother-in-law needed to become a director. She said, I had no interest in ever doing this. I just thought, I'll just sign up to get her in. And so it was more of a favor. And then she decided that she really didn't like the 12-hour day jobs and her 6 kids, and she wanted to be home more. So she's actually on target right now to win her Cadillac, and she has an Offspring sales director, and she just debuted. She did it in 1 month. So I just thought, for all of us who think there's all these excuses of why we can't do it, or why we shouldn't do it, or why today is not the right time, I just think 6 children, full-time college student, walking away from a party with not 2 bookings, but 100 names. It's just, to me, it just opened my eyes in a whole new way. So I think that we can all do it. But I wanted to point out a couple things overall. When I went, they said that we had the highest graduating class of a long time. There were 347 new sales directors at my training. 74 were Spanish-speaking women. So if you do the numbers, it's like, it wasn't 20. I mean, and I'm talking Spanish-speaking headsets, no English, Spanish-speaking. And one man. And I have to point him out because he was in the top of recruiting and selling and things like that. And I want to also just brag on them a little bit more. The top 3 for unit production in 1 month. So I just think of all of you who are thinking DIQ directors. The top 3, the third was in her first month out of DIQ did $27,323.
The unit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The second runner-up did $28,462. So I'm thinking, okay, we're going in a pattern. It's going to be about 29. The number 1 for unit production spoke Spanish, not a word in English, because she got up on stage and they translated. $45,591 in her first month out of DIQ, with 3 DIQs that went in or going in, and 3 in cars.
Wow.
So I was like, you know what? There's no excuse, none, for what we were doing. And I'm looking at the clock, and I don't want to go over. So I'm going to just share a little bit about, gosh, my notes are like all crazy because I'm trying to think now, what can I say
What
first?
stage were you?
Yeah, what can I say first? But, I don't know.
Where were you? Houston.
Dallas.
Dallas.
Debbie David, she just said don't ever think small. And I just really liked that because I think sometimes, and that was about like the unit production and how, oh, I know how I can say it because we've got all these DIQs in the room, is about the company.